Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing today? I hope everything is going good for you. I pray that life is beautiful for you. We got a lot to cover today. Life under Trump, part 105. Yes, Life under Trump, part 105. That's what we have going on today. Life under Trump, part 105. It's a continuation of talking about the group chat they had about Yemen and what their plans were for Yemen. Pete has said he's led the text thread through Signal app. That's an app that anybody can use. It is not safe to discuss the American people's war secrets. So, thank you for coming to my live. You are valued. You are appreciated. I am Queen Lillie. This is Life Under Trump 105, part 105. Yes. None of this should be happening. I'm going to tell you what also happened. After they had did that, they celebrated. They had a party. And guess how much each plate was at Donald Trump's place? $1 million a plate. They celebrated after sending out that text thread. And Donald Trump said it was successful at the press conference. What kind of people are these? What kind of people are running our White House? They can't put it on a black man. President Barack Obama is not in office. Because, you know, they usually blame black people for everything. Even though we're not running it. Even though we're not even part of it at all. They can't blame a black person. Because Donald Trump didn't pick us to be in his cabinet. He didn't. Not at all. No. We're going to discuss Elon Musk. How Bundy is trying to make it a law where we can't, the media cannot talk about Elon Musk. That's against the law. That is against the law. Who is Elon Musk? MAGA, you did this. You may not have actually went and put his name on your ballot, but when you voted for the orange man, you voted for Elon Musk. So when you see people walking around in those red ball caps saying, "Make America Great," they are the enemy. Donald Trump is the enemy within. All of this is happening because of the color of my palm of my hand. Can't blame any black people. So black people, you sit that march out. April the 5th, you better not dare get your butts out there in March. I better not see one speck, because I've been seeing specks of you out there lately. Stop it. Those people don't care nothing about you. And you out there marching. What is wrong with you? Hello, Queen Lady Sparkle. How you doing? Hello, King Alan. Thank you. Hello, King LaSwan. How y'all doing today? Hello, Queen Serendipity. Hello, Identical. How you doing, King or Queen? I don't know which one you are. Hello, King Nick Nick. Queen Nick Nick. I don't know which one you are, but hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone that's in my chat. Right now, America has been turned upside down. And it's only benefiting YT males, YT billionaires. Yes, they celebrated after what they did. After that thread text was released, they sent it rather, had the communication, they had a celebration. One moment, please. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on.
They could have put pilots in
just a moment.
Military strikes in Yemen. Imminent plans that could have put pilots in danger if they had been revealed. It could have put the entire operation at risk. Here's the reaction you get from the people on this Signal chat to this horrible breach of national security. Here's Hegseth, the guy that put these detailed plans in the chat to begin with. And by the way, these plans involved the timing of the attacks, the target of the attacks, the ordnance that would be used, down to the infinite detail. So here's...
Uh-oh, it froze. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why it decided to freeze.
Military strikes in Yemen, imminent plans that could have put pilots in danger if they had been revealed. It could have put the entire operation at risk. But here's the reaction you get from the people on this signal chat to this horrible breach of national security. Here's Hegseth, the guy that put these detailed plans in the chat to begin with. And by the way, these plans involved the timing of the attacks, the target of the attacks, the ordnance that would be used, down to the infinite detail. So here's...
I don't know why it's freezing. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me move on. Just a moment, please. I'm going to...
the opposite of DEI hires. We need DEI to make our president and cabinet great again. No wonder these MAGAs are anti-DEI. They are incompetent. Now these laid off federal workers are gonna work for China. Our top secrets are gonna go to China. We'll have to spend more money to win them back and not fall into China's hands. Great job, Donnie and his Dojian jacking up federal spending from improper layoffs.
Just a moment. I'm going to read something to you that I got yesterday evening, and it is about Elon Musk. So I'm going to show you that I'm going to read it. Elon is on the slick side, probably not letting Donnie know this, but he's trying to win over black people, and it's not going to work. The damage has been done. Although he feels he's a South African, he can persuade by spending his money. It ain't working. We don't like you. You're not a black African. You are a white South African here in America tearing down our country. So I'm going to read you what it says. This is from Women's Hoops News. Breaking news. Dawn Stanley shocks the world by rejecting Elon Musk's $10 million offer. She says, keeping it, and she said to him, keep it and spend it on something that actually helps people. Musk, known for his larger-than-life persona and penchant for making bold statements, expressed his admiration for Stanley's leadership both on and off the court, stating, I stand with you, Coach Stanley. That's what he said. However, Stanley's response shocks everyone. She told him to keep it and do some good with it. He ain't gonna do good with that money. We know how Elon Musk operates. He's just like Donnie. They don't care about us. They not like us. Do not fall for the banana tailpipe. Do not get out there and march. Don't do it. Just a moment, please.
I'm going to say a prayer, and I need you to be with me on this one. Please bow your head.
Bow your
Lord,
heads,
right now,
everyone.
we come asking that you come and get this nigga Donald J. Trump from the earth. Take his ass to glory. He down here fucking shit up. He can't even give condolences to families who had members to perish in a plane crash. You want to blame it on DEI. Lord, he's too stupid to be the motherfucking president. Please come and get this nigga. We need you now like we've never needed you before. It is in your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Moving along. I cheers to what she said. Y'all know I went live last night, so I went live twice yesterday, so I'm a little exhausted, and I know I look exhausted, but that's okay. Because I did a live yesterday at around 4. I went to an event, came back in because there's so much breaking news going on with the things with Pete Hegseth, and jdvance and Elon and Marco Rubio. And then I cooked something and went to bed, but I went to bed late. I'm a little exhausted, so bear with me. And I apologize if I seem a little off today. I'm just exhausted. But I love y'all. Okay, so this is what I'm going to read to you guys, okay? So, the judge targeted by Trump is assigned to SignalGate lawsuit. Judge James Boasberg will preside over a case alleging that Trump administration officials violated federal record-keeping laws when they used Signal to discuss military plans. So this is the gift that you get, Donnie. This is the same judge that he target. So we're going to celebrate that today. That's a win for us. Like Pennsylvania was a win for us yesterday. Now the Dems have Pennsylvania. Well, this is a win for us because Donald Trump went after this man and his daughter, remember? That's a win for us. Hold on. So, Representative Randy Weber filed censure against Representative Jasmine Crockett after calling government Greg Abbott Hot Wheels. He is Hot Wheels. He's a racist too. So I'm going to give y'all more on that in just a moment, okay? And this is something from Signal Chat. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to more than likely show you videos on it too. So, politics. Signal Chat group members partied at $1 million a plate at Mar-a-Lago dinner after Yemen bombings. Remember I showed y'all that video? That's why they was having that dinner. And he was sitting there with those stupid forks, making airplanes with him, Elon. One moment. Just a moment, please. Hold on, I'm coming. I must have deleted that video, but it wasn't intentional. I'll move along. And right now, they want to censor Jasmine Crockett, but why not her? Why not this monster?
Your opinion and your reporting. Why don't you go back to your country where you have a major migrant problem? And you, no. You should care about your own borders.
Why don't they censor her? They're trying to censor Jasmine Crockett.
Do you care about people from your country? What about all the women that are raped by migrants? Do you care? No, by migrants. No, do you care? Okay, you're done. I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you what baffles me about YT of Republicans. Long as it's not their race, it's okay. She's talking about what about the people being RAPED? Well, it happened to black people a lot. Nobody's concerned with the Republican Party about that. Why? Because it was their people doing it. So they're not going to be concerned. Okay? One moment.
Everywhere on this issue. And so for him to be like the organizer of the signal chain
Pete
is the
Hegseth.
best. It's just the best. Let's watch this one.
Any security professional, military, government, or otherwise, would be fired on the spot for this type of conduct and criminally prosecuted for being so reckless with this kind of information. The fact that she wouldn't be held accountable for this, I think, blows the mind of anyone who's held our nation's secrets dear, who's had a top secret clearance.
Apparently, he didn't keep it dear.
That even one hiccup causes a problem, let alone a standard procedure like this.
That one's my favorite, actually. Just anyone who holds our national security dear, JVL. And here's what's funny. None of it's funny. But it's not like these guys who are now doing this on Signal aren't doing it with full and complete awareness that they're operating outside of all of the things they talked about. Full and complete awareness. They can't plead like, I didn't realize, or
like the George Costanza. Oh, was that wrong?
Was that wrong?
Want to see more of this video? Head to thebulwark.com or check out the Bulwark's YouTube channel right now. I'll see you there.
Everything I'm showing you is fair use, educational purpose, and great for research.
A busy day of news. Let me catch you up with this afternoon news recap. Let's go. The Trump administration continues their cover-up attempt after Atlantic journalist Jeffrey Goldberg releases the full Signal messages revealing the administration's specific war plans discussed via Signal. The newly released chats showed that Trump's director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, lied under oath about the text during yesterday's hearings. Meanwhile, 4 American soldiers have been killed in Lithuania. The 4 American soldiers in a tracked transport vehicle went missing yesterday during military exercises near the Belarusian border in Lithuania. Today, they were found dead and an investigation is currently underway. The Supreme Court has upheld a Biden administration regulation that mandates serial numbers and background checks for ghost gun kits, which are kits for assembling firearms that are otherwise untraceable. The decision was 7-2, with only Justices Thomas and Alito dissenting. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is pushing for reparations for January 6 insurrectionists. You heard me right. In a recent interview, Trump says he wants to give money to the violent criminals he pardoned who beat cops and invaded the U.S. Capitol. All of that is just the tip of the iceberg. For the full breakdown on all the news, add the Midas Touch podcast right now on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. It's been a busy day of news. Let me...
So, Donald Trump is not saying anything about the 5 soldiers that have been unalived. He over there talking about the J6ers getting reparations. Black people. That is spitting in our faces. He's talking about giving violent people, terrorists that did terroristic acts, January 6, 2021, reparations. Black people, anybody that voted for Donald Trump that's black, don't you ever speak to me. I don't care how long we known each other, because you are a fool. This man is going to give reparations to a group of people that harmed officers, was going to try to unalive Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the Vice President Mike Pence, etc. This is what America has become. Life under Trump, part 105. This is where America is. America is a dangerous place. Donald Trump is a menace to society. The J6ers are a terroristic group. And this man is deciding to give them reparations. But y'all said you could never give black people our reparations. Donald Trump is rewarding them because he got something planned that is about to happen, and he needs them to get out and do his dirty work. And a lot of them in my chat right now. But disregard those foolish people that are J6ers, MAGA in my chat. Pay them no mind because they are simply fools. That man will never get on reparations. He's saying whatever he needs to say so they can get out there and fight the battles that he wants them to fight. What a foolish terroristic group, MAGA.
Stops with me.
And he trying to bait black
Joe
people.
Biden always said that. Barack Obama always said that. Bill Clinton said it. Even George Bush said it. The buck stops with me. I'm the person sitting behind this desk. Well, Donald Trump is president of the United States, and he seems not to know shit about anything. I never met that person. I don't know anything about it. I know nothing. I never heard about it. There's always an excuse, and he doesn't know. The question should be, Mr. President, are you concerned that you don't know about this?
What it was, we believe.
He lies so much. He's disgusting.
Somebody that was with Mike Waltz, worked for Mike Waltz at a lower level, had, I guess, Goldberg's number. I can only go by what I've been told. I wasn't involved in it, but I was told.
You the president, but you don't know what happened in Yemen.
But I feel very comfortable.
He's a liar, y'all.
But here's the real deal. He's a liar. He's lying. He knows, and he doesn't.
Because he's the president.
The buck stops with me. The buck stops at my desk. Joe Biden always said that. Barack Obama always said
y'all,
that.
if y'all believe anything that man is saying, you need to be on Prozac, Paxil, every mentally ill medication it is. MAGA probably taking Paxil right now because they already a bunch of nutcases that went up there to the state capitol and destroyed it. And y'all want to say black people are the most violent people? Are you out your mind? Aren't y'all the people that use whips and chains on blacks? Now y'all got brown people in chains and they haven't committed any crimes and send them to El Salvador, Venezuela, etc. And they're not even from them places. You are the most violent people.
Hegseth, the defense secretary, Michael Waltz, the national security advisor, they need to be fired or they need to step down. This is an unbelievable, incredible breach in national security. It's just protocol. I mean, people can go to jail for things like this.
Well, Trump ain't gonna send them to jail.
Texting.
In his mind, they're not criminals. Trump is a criminal.
On an encrypted texting app that is not secure, that our adversaries can tap into. In any other administration, they would have been gone.
And Russia was in on the call.
And Donald Trump and everyone else is trying to make excuses for something that is inexcusable. Every single person who is on that text chain should face disciplinary action, and perhaps they should be fired or step down as well. It should be an overhaul of the Trump administration. This is proof that the people that Donald Trump appointed, that people were saying
His
were not
lawyers.
qualified, this is absolute proof of that they are not qualified to be in these positions. It is outrageous. Pete Hegseth,
They are not qualified, and they are not for the American people. They are for Donald Trump. He only hired those people because they're only loyal to him. They're not loyal to the American people, which they work for us, the American people. But the American people are in disregard. They care nothing about us American people. It is about fattening the billionaires' pockets. And they're targeting Jasmine Crockett.
Free speech is not about whatever it is that y'all want somebody to say. And the idea that you want to shut down everybody that is not Fox News is bullshit. We need to stop playing, because that's what y'all are doing in here. You don't want to hear the opinions of anybody else. And the Constitution says Congress shall make no law respecting or establishing of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the
gentlewoman's time has expired.
Free speech is not about.
They're trying to censor all of the media. If you speak against Donald Trump or any of his goonies, they're trying to censor us. I will keep speaking up because that is my human right. That is my legal right. If you ain't Fox News, then Donald Trump don't want you talking about what they're doing. They're committing crimes daily. Disregarding judge orders. Using an app that anybody can just go on and letting loose what they're going to do to the Yemen people and celebrating it. How can you celebrate unaliving people? That's not of Jesus Christ, but they're not real Christians. And if you recall, many years back in our Black history, the Bible originated from Africa. Then what did the white man do? He took the Bible and changed it up how he wanted to be. So when you're reading the Bible, you're not getting the whole truth, because the white man has changed up the Bible to fit his lifestyle.
Breaking news right now, The Atlantic just dropped more text messages from the Houthis group chat, and it looks like Tulsi Gabbard and John Ratcliffe lied in front of Congress yesterday. They claimed no classified information was discussed in the Signal group chat, but we now have information to the contrary. According to The Atlantic, at 11:44 a.m. Eastern Time, Pete Hegseth posted a team update which provided a minute-by-minute update as to when plane launches would occur, when triggers would occur. He further went on to talk about when drone strikes would occur, when a second strike would occur. Now, before I continue, TikTok could be banned in about 10 days, so follow me on my Instagram, Substack, and YouTube for more, all linked in my bio. And then at 1:48 p.m., Mike Waltz sent a text message providing real-time intelligence about conditions at the attack site. The White House claims no military plans were discussed. Tulsi Gabbard and John Ratcliffe said no classified information was sent, but they lied. The White House lied. Those lied in front of Congress. And I need your help spread the word. Go read the full Atlantic article online. It just dropped. And follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. More to come soon. We have breaking news right now. The Atlantic just dropped.
Ooh, the rules they have for the white man is not the rules they got for Black people, honey. Because Jasmine Crockett, they trying to roast her and hang her on a tree pretty much. And whip her back with a whip like they did back in slavery. But these people doing all these crimes, and she has not committed one crime. She's an attorney at that. He is Hot Wheels. Abbott is Hot Wheels. That mouth is Hot Wheels too. He's a racist.
From the Miami Herald, one of the people imprisoned by the Trump regime in El Salvador had legal refugee status. The 29-year-old man, who goes by EM, and his girlfriend Daniela arrived to the U.S. on January 8th after being granted refugee status. The man was detained and sent to El Salvador without warning solely because he has tattoos. The man was detained in January for his tattoos at the airport, even though he had already disclosed them and had a background check. But now, under the Trump regime, they used those tattoos as an excuse to send him to an El Salvador prison camp with no due process. This is not the only person sent to this El Salvador prison camp who was in the U.S. legally. We're going to continue to follow this story and more, so make sure you're following our account, and do me a favor and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. This just in from the Miami.
Let me ask y'all this. Have we not seen Pete Hegseth, all those tattoos he have? Well, we could consider him a gang member because he has tattoos all up and down his arms and on his body. But if it's a black or brown person, they got tattoos, they're a gang member. That doesn't make sense. They're after you, black and brown people. You are the target. You see, they send away innocent people that have never committed any crimes that are black and brown to El Salvador, etc. They are targeting them because we are the strong ones. And they feel like they are the law now and they can do whatever they want to do. Again, they work for the American people. We do not work for them. Get it in your heads. Trump works for us. Congress, all of them under him, his cabinet, work for the American people. Get it in your head so you can fight back. Oh, Elon Musk, see, there's no sympathy for you. So I'm going to show you this, then I'm going to read it, okay? Tesla has lost $795 billion since December the 17th. Tesla just lost nearly half its value. An automobile collapse with no present. In a stunning market crash, Tesla's stock has plunged 49%, wiping out billions in value. JP Morgan analyst says that they've never seen anything like it in the automobile industry history. The reasons: slowing sales, leadership uncertainty, and Elon Musk political controversies. JP Morgan has slashed Tesla's price target by 41% from $238.58 to $135 and lowered its vehicle delivery forecast for 2025. So his stock was $230.50 each. Then it went down to $135 each. Targeted by 41%. Despite the chaos, Tesla remains the world's... I'm not reading that because it doesn't make sense, because if his value has gone down in the stock market, we're not going to sugarcoat or either babysit Elon Musk's ego. We are moving on.
Do y'all remember a company called Enron? Enron in the early 2000s was valued at $70 billion. Their stock per share was $90 per share. In the mid-2000s, that stock also went down to under $1. The company filed bankruptcy, and the CEO and other executives from the company went to prison. Now, I'm not saying that this was because of a boycott from the American people. No. But the American people did have to sell that stock. They started dumping that stock like crazy when the CEO started lying and trying to cover up things in their books that had been going on in the company. Now, what are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that is the plan for Tesla. Because in my not so humble opinion, there is fraud in Tesla also. I posted a previous video on that. And not only that, with everything Elon Musk is doing in government, mind you, executives within the company have already started to sell their shares. And of course, we know retail traders are also starting to sell their shares for fear of all of the volatility that has already been happening in Tesla since December. The prison part of it, that'll be delayed gratification. That's not going to happen at all until Trump is out of office. But I cannot wait to see that man in some handcuffs. Even though I honestly don't think he has the mental capacity to even understand what prison is. But who am I? Moral of the story is we're dealing with billionaires. Billionaires don't care about anything but the bottom line. That's it. That's all they care about. And in order to get these people to back down and chill out, we have to keep attacking their pockets. So yeah, Keep going. Do y'all remember
Keep
a company
going.
called Enron?
Attack those pockets. Tesla gotta go. Gotta go. Elon, you gotta go. Attack those pockets. Do what you gotta do. Long as you're not harming anyone. Don't put your hands on anybody. That's not the care of our people. The violence was taught through slavery. Black people, stay at home. Don't get out there and march. White people, y'all caused this problem. Y'all voted Donald Trump into the White House. White women lied like they was going to vote for VP Kamala Harris. You did this. You take care of it. You're the problem, not the
I
solution.
want to talk about SignalGate and what a colossal fuck up this is in terms of our national security. So I used to serve as the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. When I traveled overseas, first of all, I didn't bring my personal electronics with me. I brought a burner phone. And even then, I was told, don't email, don't text anything of national security importance or significance. Certainly never text anything anywhere that's classified, but never even talk about anything you don't want foreign eyes to see. Because the operating presumption when you're overseas is that anyone can hack into it. So what happened here is you had the top officials in the administration, from the vice president to the head of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, to the head of the intelligence community, Tulsi Gabbard. You had Mike Walls, the national security advisor. You had Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary. You had Steve Witkoff, the envoy to Russia, the Middle East envoy, and others on this group chat talking about imminent military war plans, imminent military strikes in Yemen, imminent plans that could have put pilots in danger if they had been revealed. It could have put the entire operation at risk. But here's the reaction you get from the people on this Signal chat to this horrible breach of national security. Here's Hegseth, the guy that put these detailed plans in the chat to begin with. And by the way, these plans involved the timing of the attacks, the target of the attacks, the ordnance that would be used, down to the infinite detail. So here's Hegseth's reaction when he's first confronted.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited
He's
so-called
speaking of
journalist
himself.
who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does.
That's right. Hegseth just lies about it. He just friggin' lies about it. That is, of course, the go-to response for the Trump people. But let's look at John Ratcliffe. John Ratcliffe, the head of the CIA, supposedly vigorously protecting our national secrets. Here's his reaction in a hearing today.
Director Ratcliffe, this was a huge mistake, correct?
No. So this disaster, in his view, is no big deal. So how did we find out about this to begin with? We found out about it because included in this chat was a journalist who was included apparently by accident. His name is Jeffrey Goldberg. He's the senior editor at The Atlantic magazine. So he's in this chat, and he starts receiving these messages from these top administration officials, and he's in utter disbelief because he can't imagine that people at that high levels of government would be so stupid, so reckless with national secrets. In fact, his reaction is, well, it's a bit like this.
Raw intelligence. I'm not touching this. I want this out of here. Just throw it out?
No, you can't do that. You should put up a note in the ladies' locker room.
Put up a note? Highly classified shit found? Signals intelligence shit? CIA shit? Hello? Did anybody lose their secret CIA shit? I don't think so.
So he can't imagine whether he's being set up. Jeffrey Goldberg can't imagine, are they setting me up? Is this a whole thing, a hoax? What's going on here? But no, it wasn't a setup. It was a colossal fuck up is what it was. And so he's included. He gets this information. You know, to his credit, he doesn't disclose all of it. He wants to make sure that some of the people on that, including an intelligence official who has not been named, and I hope they won't be named, isn't burned by the reckless action of the people on this text chat. One of the people, Steve Witkoff, this envoy to Russia, is reportedly in Russia while he's communicating in this text chat. He may have even been in the Kremlin. Now, of course, this Witkoff is the same guy who this week said that he thought Putin was a man of his word. Yeah, he's that moron. So you have to expect that if he's using electronics in Russia, those electronics are going to be penetrated. That has to be the operating assumption. So everybody on that chat is compromised or potentially compromised. All the information in that chat is compromised or potentially compromised. That's just how reckless this whole escapade is. I think Hegzef should be gone for sharing these detailed war plans. He should be gone. He should be fired, or he should quit. I think Ratcliffe, who says this is no big deal, should be fired or he should quit. Tulsi Gabbard, who is supposedly our top intel official, if she doesn't understand,
she's been involved in Russia before.
This information, she can't be trusted with our nation's secrets. She should be fired or she should quit.
She should never been hired.
Witkoff, that moron who was texting from overseas apparently, he should be fired for just criminal negligence. They should be gone. There should be a real reckoning over this. Now, will there be? Well, if past is prologue, they will do what they always do. They will lie, they will obfuscate, they will attack anyone critical of them, and sadly, if past is prologue, we can expect that the folks in this building, in the Senate and in the House,
not going to do anything.
On the other side of the aisle, will run for cover. We'll see if there are any consequences here. But were this anyone else, were this any other administration, these people would be gone. And they should be. Instead, we're more likely to see a reaction from the administration like this.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. What did we learn, Palmer?
I don't know, sir.
I don't fucking know either. I guess we learned not to do it again.
Yes, sir.
I'm fucked if I know what we did.
Yes, sir. It's hard to say.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So tonight I want to talk about SignalGate and what it
Woo, y'all, we're in trouble. America is in deep trouble.
serve as the chairman of
If you can't see it, then you're part of the problem. And if you voted for Donald Trump, you definitely the problem. You voted for somebody who has 34 felonies. You voted for a Russian asset. You voted for a man that SA women. You voted for a man that has cheated on every last one of his wives. You voted for a man that lies over 38 times a day. You voted for a man that now is promising reparations to the J6ers. You voted for a man that wanted his own vice president unalived. You voted for a man that lies to you repeatedly and got y'all thinking that Elon Musk is going to give you $5,000. And y'all was saying, if they didn't vote for Trump, then they don't need to get it. We don't want it. Although we could use the money. But we know they're lying. And MAGA believes that Elon Musk is going to give them $5,000 apiece. You know, they said when you got cavities that it can drain into your brain and cause damage in your brain. Well, that's what has happened to MAGA. All those rotten teeth is eating into their brain. The leakage at night when you lay down and go to sleep is draining into their brain.
Mike Waltz is a bootlicker. He is at the White House right now having a press conference with Trump, and he can't help himself. He's just talking crazy about how everyone's so unfair, and they're not talking about what a great man Trump is and how awesome he is and all the wonderful things he's done. All they want to do is talk about a major security breach that they were sharing military secrets on Signal. These men are pathetic.
Yes.
Trump is calling the journalist who held back the CIA agent's personal information that was shared with him, calling him scum and a terrible person. And meanwhile, they're
when
the ones
Trump
who
is a
messed up.
terrible person.
They're the ones who were talking about military secrets on a group chat and sent it to a journalist. And they're lucky that it was a journalist, because God knows who's in these people's phones. The fact that they can accidentally put someone in this kind of group chat is insane. Who knows who's in their contact lists? Mike Waltz is a bootlicker. He is at the White House right now having a press
But you know what,
conference.
though? I look at it as a gift to us Dems, what has happened. It's a huge gift to us, what happened. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no.
President Barack Obama says the only person Trump ever hired who was actually qualified to do their job was Stormy Daniels. Woo! When I say that's a mouthful being said, Stormy Daniels. Y'all know who that is. The PORN star that said he was little than that. His thing was very little dunny with the little hands. Stormy Daniels said it was so small. We can look at it and tell. And Donnie mad about Obama's picture being more attractive than his. Donnie, you've never been attractive. You've been ugly all your life. You're like your mom and daddy. His mom and daddy both was ugly. Both were oogly. Not ugly. Oogly. I'm going to read this to you all. Okay. Elon Musk was once worth $400 billion in December 2024. Has seen his fortune plunge by $200 billion, setting a new world record for the largest personal wealth lost in history. Ooh, Elon. Line the bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Uh-oh, hold on, it's on mute.
News right now, Elon Musk was just hit with a major lawsuit by the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. This lawsuit was just filed in court today by SEC regulators and alleges multiple securities law violations by Musk for his Twitter purchase. Folks, before I continue, I will be on Instagram, YouTube, Substack, and Blue Sky. All are linked to my bio if TikTok is ever banned. So the SEC is alleging that Musk violated securities laws by failing to disclose a large stock position he had in the company. At the time of the purchase, he waited 11 days to make the disclosure. Now, this isn't a criminal violation. This is not a criminal lawsuit. This is a civil lawsuit. And it's a civil securities violation. And Musk could theoretically pay a massive amount in fines to the SEC for the violation should he be found liable. But let me tell you, he is not having a good time right now. This was pretty much expected, actually, but now it's official. Musk has been sued by the SEC. Comment below your thoughts. Spread the word and follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have major breaking news right now. Elon Musk was just hit with a major...
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. He can't return to South Africa, nor can he go back to Canada. But we want him out of America. Get the F out.
Some major breaking news. A stunning upset out of Pennsylvania. Democrat James Malone has defeated Republican County Commissioner Josh Parsons in the special election for Pennsylvania's 36th Senate District. This was a district that Trump won by 15.4% in the 2024 election. Well, now it has flipped to Democratic control. This special election in Lancaster County came after a Republican state senator left his seat to work as a state director for Republican Senator Dave McCormick's office. This is a race that nobody thought Democrats had any chance of winning. The district as of Monday had about 185,000 registered voters, of which 53% were Republicans, 30% Democrats, and the rest had no party affiliation or were members of minor parties. This is an absolutely major update. We're going to be following it all, so remember to follow our account and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We've got some major breaking news. A stunning upset out of Pennsylvania.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down. The more Donald Trump and Elon, jdvance, and Pete think they're getting ahead, it's not going to be good for them. It's only going to get worse. It will not get better, Donnie. I told y'all when he won, well, cheated, he even owned himself that it was rigged, that 2025 would be the worst year for Donald Trump. I told y'all that. Although it looks good to him, how he's trying to bring down the black and brown people and destroy us, the more he does it, the more Anonymous is going to tamper with their calls. Anonymous will be getting in their phones, releasing stuff. Anonymous will be releasing stuff from their laptops. Anonymous will be releasing everything they can possibly get a hold to destroy Donald Trump and people under him. His entire administration will be destroyed.
They also disclosed the identity of a CIA agent on this group chat with Pete Hegseth and jdvance and Marco Rubio to discuss their attack on the Houthis. This is just getting worse, and all of these people need to resign. We need to be calling our senators and our reps and demand that they tell these people to resign, because the journalist that they are attacking, saying he's a hack and he makes things up, has held the secrets that he learned on that text chain better than the people responsible. They disclosed a CIA agent's identity. That puts that person's life in great danger. And it's unclear on those text messages whether or not these people knew what Trump wanted. You have Stephen Miller piping in, saying, no, I heard that Trump wanted us to do this, this, and that. And jdvance is saying, I'm not sure that's the best way to go about this. There's a lot more coming out about this complete security breach. So follow for more. I'm going to keep researching it. We have no idea even where some of these people were during, while they were getting these text messages, who could be reading over their phone or hacking into their phones to see what was going on. It's just amateur hour, and they're a bunch of clowns. They also disclosed the identity of a CIA agent on this group chat.
America, we're in trouble. We have goonies and fools running this country. Under President Barack Obama, he pulled us out of the recession. We were in a recession when President Obama came along. Hold on, please. Right now, we're in a recession and we're just getting worse. Donald Trump is not worried about the American people. He is not for the American people. President Barack Obama was for us. He pulled us out of all the debt we were in. We were above. We are now below. And we're sinking daily as a country. And it is so easily for Russia just to do whatever they want. Putin has Donald Trump doing the work for him. He doesn't have to come in here and invade this country because the enemy is within. You know, Donald Trump kept saying the enemy within. Well, Donald Trump is the enemy within. And I'm going to leave y'all with that. Hit that like button before you head up out of here. I appreciate every last one of you beautiful people coming to my live daily, supporting me. It means a lot. Also, I have 2 different types of memberships. The Ruby's memberships and the Diamond membership. Ruby's membership is $4.99. Diamond membership is $9.99. Also, if you want to support my channel, you can send me super chat, super stickers. And if you're on replay, just simply hit the thank you heart and send me a donation that way. Yes, the Ruby's memberships are $4.99. Also, my Venmo is in my description if you want to support me, and I can get it today. My Venmo is in my description as well, and my PayPal link. Thank you all. I love you. May God continue to bless you. Victorious one, put my Venmo in the chat. It's at Lillie Young and the number 1. At Lillie Young and number 1. At Lillie Young, the number 1. I want to thank y'all again. I could not do this every day without you all. And y'all motivate me daily to get out and do my research so we can have the latest news. And I try to throw some humor in there sometimes. And then sometimes I try to throw some Black history in there because it's important that I know my history. Because I was taught MAGA's history all through school. It's only fair that we learn our history as well. Because the history that they taught us about Black people in school It's not always accurate. Not always accurate. And I encourage Black people to teach their children at home Black history. I love you guys. Hit that like button before you leave up out of here. May God continue to bless you. And all of you have a prosperous day. I'm losing my voice because I'm exhausted. Have a prosperous, beautiful evening. Get you some sun. It's beautiful outside. Bye.